Good afternoon. I'm very happy to welcome a dear friend of mine, a great artist, uh, German artist, right now based in Luxembourg, Sabine Rossbach. Good
Hello,
afternoon,
Sherif.
Sabine. How are you?
Yeah, right. I'm very well, doing really well. Thank you. And yes, I
Thank you
am in
very
Luxembourg.
much. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. It's a great talking to you. I remember 2 years ago on my website, we had an interview with you, and you spoke about your background, your work, in different European countries.
That's
And as a continuation to this written interview, I would like to ask you. Um Being a German, how do you see the popularity of German cinema right now across Germany and Europe, with of course, the dominance of American content worldwide?
well, I have to admit, I'm not really. I'm less familiar with German
Uh-huh,
cinema as I am with Luxembourg cinema, which is thriving, absolutely
uh-huh,
thriving internationally also. But I do believe that obviously Germany has great content as well, and I have a feeling that the I'm not so sure
uh-huh,
if American cinema is still dominating.
uh-huh.
The Germans
Yeah,
like to see German movies as well, and there are great films being made in Germany or in what is called the DACH, the German-speaking countries. That is Austria, Switzerland, and Germany.
yes. And right now, being how many years you've been in Luxembourg?
Oh, many, oh, over 20 years. I've lived here
Yes.
for a very long time, but not always. I have not
Uh-huh.
always worked professionally as an actress.
Yes.
I have
Yes.
to say that is only the case. I officially, let's say, I started only in 2016, so that's pretty fresh.
Yes, but what does the art scene how does it look in the art scene in Luxembourg compared to other European countries?
I think it is rich and
Uh-huh.
big compared to the
Hmm.
tiny size of the country and the
Yes,
number of people who live here. It's huge.
yes,
And that goes for in every respect: music, film, all the things that happen on stage, theater, performing arts. There's a lot going on, really. Yeah.
and basically the main language is French there, or it's like
Um, yeah, Luxembourgish obviously is a language on its own.
hmm.
Uh, Official languages are Luxembourgish, French,
Yes.
uh, German, and Portuguese. We have a lot of Portuguese people here, Portuguese speaking people.
Yes, I didn't know that. Yes,
Mhm.
but basically the production is in French. I mean, if you do a play or a film, basically it's in French, Luxembourgian
Mm,
French.
It is also in French, but in basically every language.
In
On stage, we have a lot of German language productions as well,
uh-huh,
Luxembourgish and French, yeah, and English productions as well. That is
which is
also
very good.
very, which is super because that is bringing all the people together who I don't know who speak English as a second as a first second language, so to say.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
and in film
yes,
anything goes. Also, mainly French, German, English, Luxembourgish productions.
excellent. But right now, I know in many European countries, like France, Italy, England, that had a lot of, theatrical production, small and big troops. They were really affected by COVID. What about Luxembourg? Was the theatrical production return for the
Yes,
audience?
actually, very early. I
Hmm.
think yes. I would also like to add the obviously the music scene. People who work in as musicians that they were heavily affected also by the COVID lockdowns and yeah the whole situation. However, I have to say that
Uh-huh.
the well, this is a personal opinion or the way I see that very subjectively. The
Yeah.
way I have observed the whole thing, we we have been rather relaxed in Luxembourg. I mean, vigilant, with all the sanitary measures in place, obviously, in theaters, in on stages, in yeah, the houses. But I think the we came back very quickly and continuously after this first long lockdown in 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that the theater houses have adapted excellently and really quickly responded quickly, and there was interest from the political side also to make things go smoothly as soon as possible again, and that works really well. I mean, considering, for example, last year, I remember in January 2021, when the whole of Germany was closed, all the theaters, film productions were taking, I'm not sure, taking place more or less. In Luxembourg, I can say the film industry started working again in August 2020, with under very
Yes.
strict regulations, obviously, and worked nonstop ever since. And things on stage, theater, the performing arts picked up continuously. They picked up in autumn as well, September, I think, 2020, but then stopped again, but then picked up continuously to this day in January 2021, when in many neighboring countries everything was still closed. So I
Yes.
think we were really, really lucky here in Luxembourg.
Myself, I was very impressed by your website because I interview many actors, actresses worldwide, but you have your CV in three languages. Not all the artists do so. Maybe they do it in their native language.
Yeah.
But and on the other hand, all the time you update your work, your CV, recent work. Sometimes I enter in an internet movie database a page. I don't see recent work. Maybe I don't see the profile image of an artist. So this
Mhm.
is very good. I see you're active in social media as well,
Yeah,
which
I
is
think
very good.
it's,
I
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it is very important. Also, because in Luxembourg we have no agents actually, which is also very
Yes.
special. We have
Uh-huh.
yeah, we have a few casting directors, but oftentimes the casting is being done by professionals that belong by the production company's own casting professionals.
Yes.
So it's a special situation, and since we have no agents in Luxembourg,
Uh-huh.
you are mainly your own agent, so to say.
Yes.
But which is okay because it's a very small country, and you know each other, you know people from the industry. It's very easy because it's a small community. However,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do believe no matter where you are, this is the representation on the social networks is part of the work, simply part of the job nowadays. It belongs
Yeah.
to it belongs to the work.
Yes.
And the three
But
languages, I'm obliged because I'm working in Belgium, sometimes in France, in Germany, in Luxembourg, in the UK. So
yes.
I simple as possible.
Yes.
I would like to be accessible, let's
Oh,
say.
wait. Yes. Yes. Right now, I see recently you did a web series for the inside
Yeah,
of
the
the
inside of the
outside,
outsider. Yeah, that's yeah.
and a short film. Can you tell me about your both role in both of them?
Well, let's start with the November short film. That was
Yeah.
the role of the mother. It is a short film about that explores the subject of childhood trauma. Rather
Yes.
heavy. It's a rather heavy, dark film, but very well done. Yeah, and I'm playing the role of the mother who turned a blind eye, basically, who's not
Yes.
gonna, who's not ready to deal with the situation.
Yes. And it was released or not yet?
No, 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 it's not
Not yet.
ready yet. And I have to say, the role of the mother is only a voice acting role. We have the daughter on the telephone only with the mother, never face to face.
Uh huh.
which was a
Yes.
very special. And I was very lucky to have the actress Dana Herford, who played Maria,
Uh-huh.
the daughter, to have her in this recording studio with me, which was fantastic. So we could really explore the dynamics, because everything, if you are not visible, everything has to really go into the voice.
Yes. And the short film is called Maria, right?
It's
This
called
is
Maria. Yeah.
Maria. But right now, being an actress, with a long CV, you're not against in appearing in television or short films right now, because
At the
sometimes when
moment,
you reach a certain, amount of work, some people don't look back. They don't want to appear in short films or television. It depends.
no, no,
What?
mm,
Mhm,
I have
mhm,
not really done big international films yet.
uh-huh, mhm,
But I think, yeah, but no, at the moment, I think nothing's on
uh-huh,
visibly.
mhm.
Um, but well, the web series, to get back to that, that we were shooting in autumn 2021, The Inside of the Outsider. I play in the first episode. I play a role. Yeah, I think it's quite a key role. The series is exploring the subject of radicalization, or how to prevent turning that corner into radicalization. And I think, there too, I play the role of a mother who is, I think, instrumental, also setting the tone in the dynamics with her daughter, and her experiences, setting the dynamics, or setting the tone a little bit for what there is to come in the following episodes. And that will appear in spring, not exactly, don't know exactly when, what month, but in spring 2022.
Yes. Yes, but Sabine, do you have some kind of dream role or performance you like to do?
Yeah, oh, I have played many. I would love to play Pippi Longstocking 50 years later, for example.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
uh-huh,
I like roles that explore the subject of gender,
uh-huh.
um, time. For example, I would love to play the role of a vampire.
Yes.
You
Mm,
know, where a time, aging, the human form. Yeah, exploring the human form, exploring duality with the feminine and the masculine parts.
uh,
Um,
you reminded me of Catherine Deneuve film with Susan Sarandon and David Bowie.
I
It
see.
was directed by Ridley Scott. Have you seen this film?
No, I haven't,
Started
but I heard
no.
it. Yeah,
You should look. It was a very good film about very. It's all the time they play it on TCM Turner Classics.
I see. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I'll
yeah,
take
yeah,
note of.
and they did a spin-off series. It's called The Hunger, as far as I remember. The Hunger,
Okay.
Ridley Scott. Yeah, this is something. Of course, you have seen. There were a lot of in Europe, Dracula based film. In the UK, you remember Hammer films with Christopher Lee and Peter
Yeah,
Cushing. And
yeah.
then, of course, in Italy, they did some. Maybe it was low budget, but it was the rise of the giallo and the horror film 60s, 70s, of the last century, and they did a lot of variation on Dracula, including a feminine Dracula as well, and in France as well. Some
Mhm.
vampire film not related to Bram Stoker's novel, but. To
Yeah,
explore this kind of thing. But this is interesting because I think this is something immortal regarding vampire. We'll always
I
see
yeah,
we'll
that's right.
we'll always see spin-off and variation on this theme
Yeah,
worldwide. Yeah, yeah.
I
And
have.
right now,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
please
ahead.
go ahead. Go
Well, I
ahead.
was thinking, because you said that a
Hmm.
key word, immortal.
Of
Immortality
course.
is definitely something that I would love to explore, which I have actually last summer already.
Hmm.
I had the privilege of playing in Hugo van Hofmannsthal's legendary play Everyman. I
Yes.
had the great honor to play the deeds, the mother and the deeds, a double
Mm-hmm.
role on
Mm-hmm.
stage. And with the role of the deeds, and the mother, I could explore death and obviously the afterlife. That was
Yes.
very, very interesting. You know, being between life and death of the human form of this material, so to say. That was fantastic, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
very grateful for that. So on stage, I have touched on the subject already, and I'd love to do this on camera as well.
Yes, of course. But tell me, Sabine, have you had the chance to visit countries of the Middle East?
Not yet, unfortunately, so far.
You should try because two years ago, before the COVID, I was about to invite you to Luxembourg, to Sharm el Sheikh, sorry, Film Festival.
You said that, yeah.
It
Oh,
and
yeah,
it
I
was
remember.
cancelled.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was cancelled,
that's right.
unfortunately. Yes, but you have right now. Are you in preparation of some projects?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have. Well, it's not. Contracts haven't been signed yet, but
Uh-huh.
it looks like I have a huge summer on stage again
Uh-huh.
with the same theater festival as I was employed with last summer,
Yes.
2021.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. Let's see how that goes. I hope to be able to agree on terms
Yes.
and conditions. Yeah. So, otherwise, what else am I doing at the moment? Think quick. Yes, I do a lot of work I have scheduled some work in the recording studio. I do a lot
Yes.
of work in the recording studio as well. I'll do voiceovers at the end of the month again.
Yes.
Exactly. And every
Yes.
now and then, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Regarding voice roles, I think it's very challenging, because you don't ever appear on screen. You must have a very, because before I remember if you have seen a film called Phone Booth, it was with Colin Farrell, and all the film was inside the phone booth, and the people were
Yeah.
all the time asking who was doing the criminal who was talking to the guy, the main
Yeah.
character. And it was Kiefer Sutherland, but nobody knew until it
Yeah.
maybe later when the film was released. And as well, it's the two actors sometimes they don't hear each other. You record your voice in the studio and the other actor does his reaction shots,
Exactly.
and
Okay, to me.
yeah, yeah. I remember also there was the third Die Hard films that had Bruce Willis talking to Jeremy Irons before he appears on the phone. He was like a terrorist, and he was asking him riddles. Where he will bombard the next place in New York. But in the interview, also Jeremy Irons said that they um, didn't hear each other. So
Yeah.
only Bruce Willis was reacting, and Jeremy Irons was on the side, and they praise each other performance. So I think this is something very challenging because, as you know, the actor is his tools is his body, his face, his movements, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very challenging. That's why I said, in my voice role, I had the actress in the studio. That was such a great deal.
Which is good.
Yeah,
Yes, excellent.
you
Sabine,
really, yeah.
I want to thank you very, very much for this great interview. It's always a pleasure to have you. I hope you come to visit us in Latin America to practice more Portuguese and Spanish.
Oh, I would love to. Spanish rather than Portuguese, maybe. All right.
It's
Thank
very
you very
close to
much.
each other. If you speak French,
That's true.
I
Yeah.
because my French was my school language in Egypt. So
Uh-huh.
I learned very easily Italian and Portuguese
Nice.
and
Oh, yeah.
Spanish. So I hope we organize soon a festival and we can have you here.
Oh, I would
Was
love to come visit you. I would
It
love
will be
that.
great. Yes, and also to discover some of the film work here. It's excellent. in
I
Brazil,
imagine.
in Colombia, and in
Oh
Ecuador.
yeah,
Excellent creativity as well. Very
yeah,
different.
yeah.
Thank you
Okay,
very
thanks
much,
very much.
Sabine.
Thank you for having
Take
me.
care. Yeah, we'll be in touch, and I wish you all the best this year and the upcoming period in your work.
Same to you.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Have a good day.
You too.